Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Remake, Sissel's Path. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you were up, and let's go! Alright. Hey, as your soon-to-be boyfriend date, can I ask you for a favor? Of course, what do you want? Tell me an interesting story. I'm gonna need something to pass the time or the boredom's gonna kill me. Shouldn't you be paying attention to class? Mr. Rokov is going on about what his granddaughter ate for breakfast. If I don't get any entertainment anytime soon, I'll die, like, for real. Drama queen. Alright, I'll tell you a darn story. Can't say I'm as good as Owen at telling ridiculous tales, though. Aw, I can listen to you talk for hours. So damn cheesy. Well, I guess I could tell you the story of how I got my tattoo. Oh, yeah, I've been wondering about that. How did you afford a tattoo when you were living on the streets for so long? Well, I got my tattoo around the time I was 15. The boss recently won a lottery ticket for $500, and then he gave about $100 to me and pretty much said, treat yourself. I've worked for Boss for a while, and he was pretty much my hero, so I wanted a tattoo on my shoulder just like his. I was too young to get one without a parent's permission, and I didn't exactly have parents to get permission from. So obviously I got myself a fake ID. Wait, you're kidding, right? You got a fake ID? Well, I wasn't the one who got it. Jenny said she knew a guy who owed her a favor, and the next day she just shoved a fake ID into my hands. It looks so real and everything. My photo was ugly as hell, though. All ID photos are required by law to be ugly. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, Teach said that in return for getting me the darn thing, she wanted to be there when I got my tattoo. The next thing I knew, the two of us were walking into the tattoo shop, and of course shit went wrong. What happened? Well, the artist lady in charge of the shop turned out to be part of Mrs. Corliss's knitting circle. You bet your ass she'd snitch on us, so we just pretended we were looking around and then booked it out of there. We figured we'd have better luck if we drove to the tattoo parlor in the next town, so Teach called that guy who owed her a favor again, and he drove us there in his dinky-ass car. The guy was pretty scary and shady, to be honest. He had these eyes like a hawk that could stare straight to your fucking soul. It was really nice once I got to know him, though. He even gave me his number and told me to call him if I was ever stuck in a bad place. I stared at my phone doubtfully. That's awfully kind of him. I know, right? No idea how Teach knows so many good people. Anyway, the three of us piled into this dinky little car that the dude drove. The damn thing was more like a death trap. The AC wasn't working and it was in the fucking middle of summer. We were all melting by the time we got there. And then it fucking turns out that the tattoo parlor in the other town closed down years ago. Oh damn, how did you end up getting your tattoo then? Well, you see, the fucking thing was, that guy, I think Jenny said his name was Morse, just offhandedly said, oh, I used to be a tattoo artist back in my gang days. Really? Yup. And that's the story of how I ended up getting a tattoo done by an ex-gang member. I might have cried a bit during the tattooing part. Teach probably took a bunch of embarrassing photos. Don't ask her for them. I would never dream of it. On the bright side, at least I got a cool shoulder tattoo just like Boss. Oh shit, customers are starting to come in now. I'll talk to you later. Good luck! I clicked my phone shut with a smile just in time to hear the bell ring. Behind me, Philip slammed his book shut with a sigh of relief. One class down, just 3 more to go. Ugh. 4 hours later, 4 horribly long hours later, I was finally done. Today's classes felt even worse than usual with Mrs. Corliss shooting me looks of disappointment. Why did you break your curfew and make me worry sick again? Her face screamed during the entire class. Maybe I was just projecting again, who knows? With a sigh, I limped through the doorway and into the classroom like a kicked puppy. Damn, you look horrible. I perked up with surprise. Jenny, weren't you banned from campus? I squinted. Damn, you look worse. Wow, my feelings! Jenny clutched her heart in melodramatic agony. It was true, though. Her eyes looked unfocused with dark bags under her eyes. Was it just my imagination, or did she look thinner than usual? Are you feeling alright? You look a bit off. Jenny scowled and waved her hand dismissively. I'm fine, just haven't been sleeping well. Alright, 1 second, y'all. It is shake time. Oh, not shake time, it is smoothie time. Oh yeah. Alright. Anyway, do you know where the printer room is? I need to help Sissel with a favor. The printer room is next to Mrs. Corliss's office, but why do you need it? Well, I stopped by the cafe this morning to see how Sissel was doing, and damn, business was booming. Sissel said he's trying to make more promotional material and asked me to photocopy some posters for him in the printer room. So, here I am. Jenny suddenly smirked and leaned closer in a secretive whisper. By the way, I saw Sissel's text from this morning. Did you two make it to third base? That is none of your business! Ginny snickered and gave me a little congratulatory pat on the back. Heh, I don't mean anything by it, just happy to see you guys get along so well. Uh-oh, here comes trouble. Philip, you're here too! Unfortunately. Good timing. I need an artist's opinion on this flyer Sissel designed. I'm not exactly a graphics designer, though. Ginny began digging through her bag and pulled out a wrinkled piece of paper. That's fine. You're a blunt asshole, which is exactly what this flyer needs. Wow, my feelings. I glanced over Ginny's shoulder at the paper curiously. I'm sure Sissel's flyer can't be that bad. Well, never mind. I mean, the design wasn't bad, but it was about as impressive as getting socks for Christmas. It's still usable? You've been sleeping with him, Adrian. Your opinion doesn't count. Touché. Well, here's the flyer, Philip. Tell us what you think. Ginny shoved the paper into Philip's hands with an expectant look. Philip turned the paper over and stared at it for a solid minute, and then kept staring for another minute, in silence. Well? Is that crayon? Probably. He spelt culinary wrong. Yep. Why is there a drawing of a crab in the corner? I think that's supposed to be Herschel, you know, Sissel's boss. He has my condolences. And pity. You guys can't spread this kind of flyer around. No one's gonna take it seriously. Here, give me a moment. And Ginny and I watched as Philip dashed off into the printer room with a face of pure disappointment. A couple minutes went by before he walked out with a stack of fresh flyers. There you go. Alright, how does this look? The new design looked a lot more professional, miles better than Sissel's hand-drawn scribbles, as adorable as they might be. Ginny nodded in approval. A whole lot better! Wow, you really saved this one! Aw, you got rid of Herschel's face! Nobody likes seeing other people's faces. People are disgusting. Just keep the design nice and simple, and it'll work out for the better. Ginny took the stack of flyers from Philip and carefully placed them in a folder in her bag. Well, that's another job well done. By the way, Sis said he wanted all of us to come to the cafe to see how things are improving. Y'all better come along. I heard he's been working really hard to improve the cafe's business. Hey, I'm not complaining. I really wanted to try those new chocolate desserts anyway. Well, I guess I have nothing better to do now. Let's go! Halfway on our walk to the cafe, Philip suddenly barked that he needed to pee real bad before dashing into the nearest convenience store like a madman. Maybe he shouldn't have drank 4 coffees during class today. And maybe he shouldn't have shouted so loudly because I was pretty sure half the neighborhood heard him. Ginny and I just shrugged and sat in a shady spot on the sidewalk, tapping our feet leisurely as we waited. It wasn't until Ginny discreetly covered her mouth to muffle her harsh coughing again. I gave her a look of concern and gently patted her back as she continued coughing. Hey, Ginny, are you sure you're feeling all right? You've been getting worse lately, and I'm a bit worried. Ginny shook her head dismissively and scowled. I'm fine, Adrian. Nope. Alright, so... one second, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm fine, Adrian. I've just got a bit of a chronic cough, that's all. If you say so. The two of us sat awkwardly on the sidewalk in silence. Philip sure was taking his time with his pee break. Ginny glanced at me a few times before gently clearing her throat. Say, Adrian, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. What's up? Ginny laughed and shrugged. It's no big deal, it's just that you've been a really good influence on Sissel lately, and I'm glad you're here to help him with stuff. Usually Sissel's always calling me, always anxious that he's doing something wrong in his life. There's been less of that ever since you two met. Nowadays, all he ever calls me about is asking for dating advice and ways to make people happy. It's nice. I'm glad you're here. I felt my face heat up as I smiled sheepishly. It's no big deal. We just get along really well, that's all. Ginny laughed, but there was a slight hint of sadness to it. Speaking of which, I wanted to tell you I might be going on a trip soon. A trip? What kind of trip? Oh, you know, a nice long vacation. I'll be gone for a while, so I want you to keep an eye out for Sissel for me, okay? And make sure he doesn't do anything stupid or go on another moping trip while I'm gone. Ginny turned to me with a soft smile on her face. Take care of him for me. There was an uncomfortable knot in my chest as I nodded quietly. Of course! We sat quietly next to each other, summer breeze brushing through our faces relaxingly. Philip stomped out of the convenience store a few minutes later, huffing about the hygiene of public bathrooms. Before we knew it, the three of us were strolling our way towards Herschel's cafe once again, as though nothing happened. The cafe was buzzing with customers and activity when we stepped through the door. I I stared around the dining area in shock. The place was packed. Sissel was rushing around the cafe at a frantic pace, his arms shuffling plates and drinks to all the diners with surprising efficiency. "Oh, hey guys, so glad you could all make it." He waved excitedly for us to sit by the counter as he shuffled back into the kitchen with arms full of cutlery. Philip, Ginny, and I looked at each other before settling down into our seats. I sighed and stared at the kitchen door fondly. It's nice to see him all happy and energetic again. Ginny nodded in agreement. "Our little sissy's growing up." "He looks a little overworked, if you ask me." The kitchen door swung open again, and Sissel scrambled out to meet us with an ecstatic grin. Just seeing him so cheerful and full of life made my heart melt like butter. Aww. That's cute. My heart jumped another beat when Sissel laid out several plates of chocolate, desserts, and drinks onto the counter. "It's so nice to see you guys take the time to visit me. Here's a few of our new pastries for y'all to try, free of charge. Boss insisted we get to treat you guys." I stared at the delectable chocolate pastry in front of me, a pool of drool starting to form in my mouth. Needless to say, I was already forking sweet and delicious bites of chocolate into my mouth before anyone else. I think I'm in love. "Thank you, Captain Obvious. But seriously, sis, it's so nice to see you happy and hard at work again. I'm so proud of you." Sissel scratched the back of his head bashfully. "Jeez, thanks, Mom. You're getting really mushy again. Just being honest." Philip just gave Sissel a nonchalant thumbs up. "You done good." Sissel grinned and sent an enthusiastic thumbs up back. Philip was a little distracted from picking at his pastry with a fork with a quiet mumble. "You shouldn't have wasted a cake on me. Sugar is..." "We made sure your pastry was real low on sugar, Philip. Hope you like it." Philip looked intrigued. He tentatively scooped a small forkful of chocolate into his mouth before slowly breaking into a fond smile. "Thanks, Sissel. This is really sweet, in the feelings kind of way." Sissel beamed with utter pride. "It's my pleasure. I couldn't have done this without all of you helping me along. Now I'm able to get the cafe running in tip-top condition and help Boss the way I always wanted. I hope he likes how things are turning out, too. I'm sure Herschel is prouder than ever. Look at this place. It's packed, and everyone here is smiling and having a grand old time thanks to you." Sissel blushed sheepishly. "Well, I can't claim all the credit. Boss has been working hard in the kitchen, too. I think if business keeps booming like this, we might be able to hire more workers to even help Boss pay off most of his debt real soon." That is a nice-looking little cafe. "Oh, speaking of which, did you guys print out those posters I asked for this morning?" "Oh, yeah, I've got them right here." Philip made some minor artistic adjustments, though. Ginny dug out the packet of flyers from her bag, which Sissel received gratefully. "Whoa, these came out super nice. Why did you guys get rid of Boss's picture, though?" Looks like an water time. My lovely partner made me breakfast again and coffee again this morning. So sweet. So sweet, so cute, so loving, so devoted. I'm having fun. Philip took a sip of his coffee and shrugged. "He has a mediocre face." "Ow, I heard that." The four of us perked up at the sound of Herschel laughing jovially as he came through the kitchen doors. "How you kids doing today? Glad to see y'all could drop by. Hope you're all enjoying the new desserts. Sissy did a real good job with improving them at the cafe." "Improving them at the cafe? The place hasn't been this busy in years." Herschel grinned and ruffled Sissel's hair proudly. Sissel flushed with a bashful look on his face. "Just doing my best to keep you happy, boss. Thanks for having me." "Anytime, kiddo." Herschel glanced at the flyers on the counter with interest. "Oh, are those the little pamphlets you were going on about earlier?" "Yeah, I've been talking with the neighborhood a lot about the cafe, but I figured we should do more advertising." Herschel chuckled and picked up one of the flyers, reading through the writing in pretty colors. His eyes reached the bottom of the page, and his proud smile instantly faded into a cold, hard frown. Uh-oh. "Made by a national culinary champion." His tone was bitter, borderline furious. Sissel fidgeted with his apron nervously. "But, boss? Are you going around telling everyone this?" Herschel turned towards Sissel, his expression unreadable. "Well, yeah. I figured it'd be a nice way to attract more customers and whatnot." One of the customers sitting behind us, an elderly couple, suddenly waved to Herschel enthusiastically. "Oh, Herschel, dear, why didn't you tell us about this national champion business? We've been dining here for years and never knew you were such an accomplished person until your little helper told us." Herschel visibly flinched, as though someone had carved into him with a knife. He crushed the flyer in his hand with balled fists and turned towards the cafe, gritting his teeth. "Get out!" "Huh?" Herschel's voice boomed through the cafe, shaking every wall and fixture. "Everyone, get out! We're closing early today. Forget about the bill. Everyone just get out!" The cafe was deathly quiet. People slowly began shuffling out of their seats and leaving out the door with frightened looks on their faces. Sissel, Ginny, Philip, and I watched in stunned silence as the cafe slowly emptied, leaving just the 5 of us. Sissel turned towards Herschel, shocked tears hanging at the edge of his eyes. Boss, I don't understand! Herschel growled in frustration and covered his face with one hand. Sissel, just... all of you, leave me for today. I need some time alone. The rest of us exchanged nervous glances before quietly making our way towards the door. Sissel stood, stunned. All of his effort and work to make Herschel happy just vanished in one moment. He choked back a quiet sob. But why? Herschel held up a hand, silencing him. Just go! He turned around before stomping upstairs and out of sight. Did the culinary competition kill his family or something? I made my way to Sissel's side and gently took him by the hand. Sissel! He squeezed back, hands shaking with hurt. His eyes were unfocused, staring off into the distance with tears welling up at the edges. Yeah, I'm fine. Let's get going. The 4 of us quietly left the cafe, each of us staring at Sissel uneasily. We only made it halfway down the street before Sissel's knees gave out. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks, or tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!